All right, well, the results from the Wargame tournament are in. If I didn't just mess it up, we have it here. So, I eliminated some of the options in the middle of the polling just because they weren't getting any votes, just to clean up. I mean, it was a lot of choices, right? Like 60 plus. So, try to minimize the number of options that people had to choose from. And now I kind of like to view this like as if this was their record in the regular season or something like that. We had, Advanced Tactics Gold put on a fantastic final performance. Got a lot of votes between, I guess we consider this like the midway or even like the 2/3 point in the season. The red would be like everything but the last week, and then the yellow would be like the very last week. How did they do? So Advanced Tactics did well in the second phase. Afghanistan 11, pretty steady. Age of Sail did not make the cut, unfortunately. Armored Brigade also put on a really good performance. 2 games that I'll be rooting for in this tournament. And anyway, so the winner, by votes at least, the number 1 seed going into the tournament will be Hearts of Iron. I do enjoy looking at all these different lines and then trying to figure out how people were doing, how things were being voted for throughout the competition. And this is, I think, the actual measurement times was blue line was at the end of day Saturday, like around midnight. So that would be midnight Sunday morning. But then the red line was midday Sunday, and the yellow line was end of day Sunday. So Monday midnight, Monday morning midnight. And from that, I got a nice list of. Okay, there it is. I got the list. So the number 1 seed going all the way down. And you know what? This is not quite as interesting. I like this because I can actually just show you the tournament results itself. Here is the finals. This is the final tournament. I mean, the people who made it. The big dance. What's going on here? Copy. Let's copy something else. I don't know what's going on. I don't want that there. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so number 1 seed, Hearts of Iron, is going to be facing down against Victory at Sea. I'm going to be, well, it's not even a competition. I think that Hearts of Iron will probably blow through that one pretty easily. I might even cast my vote for Victory at Sea. The next one, the 16-17 seed, this is always going to be a tight battle. For those of you who don't know how the March Madness tournament works, it's just there's seedings. Actually, in that case, there's actually 4 number 1 seeds. They break them into 4 different brackets. And then the winners of those all meet each other in the final 4. You've heard, but we had one play-in, which was I did the result for that, and that was 32. Yeah, Victory at Sea defeated to end all wars to get this 32 spot. I think they tied for voting. Okay, so 6 Advanced Tactics Gold. I will be voting for that. I'm the commentator here now. I'm flipping on going from objective, just reporting results, to subjective. I'm now going to just talk about the bracket because that's exciting. Advanced Tactics Gold is going up against Steel Panthers. I expect a very close battle there. Look at with the Shadow Empire stream tomorrow. Today's Monday for me, so it's Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. But having played a lot of that and just loving Advanced Tactics Gold, that's obviously going to be my choice. I've had a lot of fun with the Armored Brigade. I really like the fact that these two ended up matching up against each other. Armored Brigade and Flashpoint campaigns, very similar games. And that happens again somewhere else. We'll see further down. Close Combat is going to go up against Harpoon. Would have been even more appropriate if Harpoon had gone up against C-Mono or Command Modern Operations. But that didn't happen. And then we have, Gary Gursky's War in the Pacific, the 5 seed, going up against Decisive Campaigns. I'll be voting for Decisive Campaigns, but I realize that's a tall task. Ultimate Admiral going up against Supreme Ruler Ultimate. It's another unlikely upset, but I will probably be casting my vote for the underdog there as well. Then we have Combat Missions versus Command Ops 2. Yet again, I'll be voting for the underdog. Ultimate General versus Gravity Tactics. I have to say, I have enjoyed Ultimate General so much. I'll probably be voting for that one. Rule the Waves over Command of the Great War. I think that on my channel, with the person bias of the community bias, obviously Rule the Waves is such a big part of my channel that I suspect Rule the Waves will have no problems advancing. And probably it would not be a 3 seed at all if we were, if it was any if it was like XTRG's channel or something. This is another really funny one. You know, it just worked out this way. I can only just tell you, you have to believe me, that I didn't do this intentionally. The 14 seed is Field of Glory, and the 19 seed was Pike and Shot. Now, the good news about this is that means at least one of these games is getting through to the second round, the round of 16, which is great. But the bad news is, of course, one of them will be eliminated. I think I would personally vote for Pike and Shot over Field of Glory. I really, really like Pike and Shot. I like it more than Field of Glory. I think that time period is so not underrepresented, I would say. Then you have the Operational Art of War versus Vietnam 65 and Afghanistan 11. Note that this is a change. Somebody recommended, and I actually followed through on this, to combine these into one game. It is basically like a series. You can think of this as 1 and Afghanistan as 2. So that might increase their seed strength. So they're underrated, I would say, at a 22, because 22 was Afghanistan 11 seed. Vietnam 65 somehow had like 1 or 2 less votes. And now they're combined, so they are actually a little bit more powerful. I don't know if they'll be able to overcome the Operational Art of War. Then we have the 6th seed, Strategic Command, going up against Civil War II. It'll be a tall task for Civil War II to overcome Strategic Command. My vote's probably for Strategic Command, but I'd be happy to see either of these pull through. Then we have Command on Modern Operations, CMONO, going up against Sid Meier's Gettysburg and Antietam. So that's another series all on its own. But, I mean, not officially, but I'm calling it that way. The Sid Meier's Civil War games. And I think that Command it's going to be very tough for Sid Meier to overcome Command in that case. Panzer General going up against Axis and Allies. I know if Jean, my Single Malt Strategy co-host, was here, he'd be raving about Axis and Allies. Personally, I don't really have... I'll be voting for whoever faces these two. So probably I'll be voting for Command over these two. Neither of these games really stuck for me, but they are both very good war games in their own way. You know, probably both... I think the reason why I'm not as big of a fan is they're both a little bit more beer and pretzels. Then this is another, I thought this is pretty cool too. We had the Unity of Command up against Panzer Corps, similar games as well. This is the 15 and the 18 seed, so the closest ones besides the 16, 17 could go either way. My vote's going to be for Unity of Command. I feel like the fact that Unity of Command 1 was such a great introductory war game, and Unity of Command 2, although it's a little too puzzly for me, great supply mechanic that they implemented, and it's still a very well polished game. So it represents the wargaming community well. And then lastly, we have at the very bottom, the number 2 seed, Gary Grigsby's War in the East and West, up against Order of Battle World War II. I don't even know if that is, to me, that is more of a landslide victory for, well, the obvious one, than our number 1 and 32. Because I do think Victory at Sea, despite its, its jankiness, its bugs and all that, the idea of it is basically War in the Pacific, right? But it's War in the Pacific done with a better user interface. Okay, and losing a lot of complexity and not having any of the land troops and not representing a lot of things, but that's fine. But, the core concept, I really like it, so I'm glad that it made it into the tournament. So, if you want, I will make this bracket available as a view-only thing, but what you can do is, if you want to participate in the bracket, if you want to make your bracket, as they say, this is one of the fun things about the March Madness tournament, is people making their brackets, predicting who will vote for what. Now, in our case, it's a little bit weird, so I was thinking about awarding the winner. I may still do this, awarding the quote-unquote winner a game code or something if I have any available, or just maybe buying them Advanced Tactics Gold or something, who knows. But it's a little bit weird in this sense that there's not a whole lot of variability. The way that these were elected their seeds is exactly voting, which is the same way that they're going to be advancing through the tournament. So the randomness and the variability, I feel like, is pretty low. Still, if you want to have fun and make a bracket, all you need to do is copy this. It'll be presented as a viewable only. You just copy it and then you fill it out yourself. So I could start filling in my bracket. Or, okay, I may be voting for Victory at Sea, but I don't think that they're going to win, right? So Hearts of Iron would go in mine, and probably, I think and hope, Advanced Tactics Gold makes it. You can see that I'm pasting and ruining my lovely chart, but don't worry about these boxes. We just want to see who's advancing against who. So that's it. I hope you're as excited about this as I am. I don't know why. It just really is exciting to see this Wargame tournament bracket being processed. And I have already filled it out. It'll be a poll tab link. The voting time period will go as follows. Right now it's still April 6th, but by the time this video gets out, it'll probably be, well, you might not see it until April 9th or 7th. That means that you have all day Tuesday until 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, to vote on round 1. Round 2 will commence. It'll be another 2 days from that. It'll be Saturday at noon. Voting for round 2 will end. That's the round of 16. The round of 8 will begin then and end Monday at noon Pacific time, so 3 p.m. Eastern. The semifinals will go 3 days after that because it's the only one besides, the April 9th. It's the only one that doesn't have a weekend day, so a non-weekday. And I feel like the tournament, it'll be easier for people to forget about the longer it is. I may even repost, I don't want to spam, but I may repost in the Computer Wargames subreddit for the semifinals. And then after the Thursday, the final will begin between that Thursday at noon and then go till Saturday at 2 p.m. I hope to be able to do a stream that Saturday with the final countdown, and then if we have a tournament winner, somebody who has 100% on their tournament bracket, maybe being able to award them that. So we'll hide the votes when the round is active. I feel like that's a lot more exciting, and do IP specific. That's so you won't be able to vote on different devices in your same. I don't know if you can vote on different devices. You might be able to. This is what the bracket will actually look like. You'll be picking on different things and voting. I'll go ahead and vote myself. Hopefully you will. You'll join me in this little tournament. I'll create that bracket now, in fact. We'll just get it started. So, again, if you want to, let's just say, how would you submit this to me? I guess the best way is just to email me your bracket. Is that the best way? I don't have a good solution. Hopefully I'll have a pinned comment in the comment section below, pinned in the video, to describe how people can fill out brackets. Or maybe we just don't need to make brackets. Is it so obvious that, is it the variability so low that we don't need to? I'm going to discuss with some people, and I will put a mechanism for submitting brackets if we end up going with that. I'll put that below. So that's it. That'll wrap up this video. I'm really excited. I'm going to start voting myself right away as soon as the internet begrudges me some connectivity. And with that, I'll catch you I'll probably do a follow-up video on the weekend to see how the first couple of rounds have gone. And I'll catch you back for that then. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you at the stream, the Slytherin stream on the Slytherin group Twitch page tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, for the global preview that I'll be hosting on the Slytherin Twitch page of Shadow Empire. Okay, that's it. Take care.